So, to start every good knitting podcast, drinking something. Staring at my dog who stares back at me. Okay, as usual. Whoa. No plan at all, and my chair is swiveling about. Whee! Okay, I'm surrounded with yarn. Hello and welcome back to the Knits for the Soul podcast, and Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates Christmas. Wow. I can't believe it's already the 24th of December and all the vlogmasses are almost over. I have a couple of days by several podcasters to catch up on because my son and I were traveling, and this is very warm. I have a Christmas jumper on. It's so pretty. And I've got the matching one to my son's Christmas jumper, and we're going to wear that tomorrow when we visit my aunt. So we will have Santa jumpers on. That would be so awesome. I also have Christmas leggings on. And yeah, totally inspired by Christina of the Chelsea Yarns podcast and her vlogmas, and I love to see all her Christmas jammies and house shoes. She has Christmas house shoes as well. So funny. Yeah, my gosh, Christmas is here. We had a lovely snowy Advent in Germany and in many other countries, but sadly, now I think we have about 11 degrees Celsius plus. There is no snow, there is a lot of rain, there are puddles and mud everywhere. I know because my dog carried it inside and he put mud. Yes, I'm talking to you. No, I'm talking to them, but I'm looking at you, yeah. So he brought it in, and on all the freshly laundered pillowcases and everything. Yeah. Well, that's sad. Okay, so I have tons of footage collected over the past couple of weeks. We've been traveling for a couple of days to Munich and saw a lot of places and really nice sights, did a lot of sightseeing, and yeah, I have tons and tons of footage and not yet a clear plan where and how to use all of that. So I think there's going to be a lot of footage here for the Advent time. Maybe you already saw that because it was in the beginning of the video, and then there might be some at the end. I guess I will do a little shorter video on our Munich trip on its own, and I'm going to do an extra video on our yarn shop visit in Munich as well. Yeah, so I guess I'm leaving that bag out of the acquisitions part of today's podcast to keep it for the yarn shop video. I think that would be smart. Yeah, so as you see, I'm still knitting on my Amy slip over by Sundness Garn. Oh my god, was it Sundness Garn? I think so. So, but on our trip, and we went by train, I was able to finish the neck. Ooh, yay! So, and just this morning I picked up the stitches for the armhole, and I will just knit this in a 2x2 rib as instructed. And I omitted the bands for tying because I'm not going to do 5 centimeter wide 2x2 ribbing ties. But sorry for the noise, it is a dog, he's walking around. I will do I-cords, and I talked about this in my previous episode. I'm doing I-cords for tying the slip over because they are, yeah, smaller, and then I don't have so much stuff here on the sides. Yeah, so this is how it looks at the moment. I'm probably done with this next year. And or maybe this year, who knows. I have still a week of vacation, and maybe then it's going to get colder again and I can wear this. Yeah, so for those of you who are new here, thank you for stopping by, and for those of you who came back, thanks a lot. And if you haven't seen this one in one of my gazillion other podcast episodes before, because I'm knitting on this for ages already, this is knit out of Drops alpaca and Drops brushed alpaca silk. Yeah, so please see one of the other videos for the color names and everything. So I don't want to bore you to death with this thing. Okay, that's what I'm knitting on. I don't have finished objects because I'm still knitting on my current WIP. I also talked about, I think I did, about the projects I unraveled in the last episode. So that yarn is in back in the yarn cabinets, and I showed you a couple of acquisitions, and I also told you that there was some stuff that was still in delivery, or rather with my friend in England. So and she brought it with her last week and gave that yarn to me, and I've got tons of others as well. And I think I had a story on Instagram when this arrived, but I totally forgot to include this one in my last episode, because my actual Christmas present for this year and probably next, but well, we are knitters, so anyway, is the needle binder by Thread&Maple. So I totally forgot to mention that last time. So, but as this is my Christmas episode, I can show you my needle binder. So I ordered this, I think Was it in September or was it before? Anyway, those lovely girls at Thread&Maple, they shipped it immediately. Sorry. It also got shipped to Germany. Really, it was a matter of 3 days. It was so fast. And then it stayed with German customs at Frankfurt Airport for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And the track and trace didn't change a thing. It just told me, yeah, your order is delayed. Okay. So after 5 weeks, I thought, well, I should ask if everything's all right, right? So I did. It was a thing in itself to even get to contact someone who would be able to help me. So that was a really weak spot for German Post, DHL. Guys, you are the worst. Seriously. And especially the customer service of the German Post. I'm working in customer services, and seriously, if my agents would treat customers like yours did, whoa, okay, that was my dog. He wants to jump up on the chair. He did that before when we were watching a movie, and well, he's big now, and he, how to say that, he squished himself on top of this pillow behind my bag, and I was able to maybe sit on like 10 centimeters of the chair. Yeah, so now he's staring at me because he wants to get out, but I'm not getting out. I'm podcasting, that's more important. Yeah, it is. Right now. Okay, so my son wanted to go for a walk with him. Anyway, so those people at German Post told me that my order was lost. They couldn't find it. I had 3 searches for it going on at the same time, and they said it was lost. There was no insurance, and yeah, it was my bad. But 2 days later, the track and trace, which was still open in my browser, updated itself and told me that my shipment was at my local post office, ready to ready for me on the next day. Okay. So there I went and I got my needle binder by Thread&Maple. And by the way, their customer service is top notch. Seriously. So they were with me on that journey the whole time, and they were as anxious as I was to receive it. And I'm so glad everything went well and I got it, and there was nothing broken or damaged or anything. It was packaged very well, and yeah, it's all there. And after I took a video for Instagram, I don't know if I still have this video, I put all my needles inside, and this is so very nice. So I got the whiskey color, and I have 4 of those pages inside. One is the project page, and the leather has already is already a little marred because I had it with me when we were traveling, And so of course you get these kind of scratches. And also the needles, when you close the binder, they leave their marks, obviously. But so it's going to age very nicely, I guess. So I have the project page. So there's nothing so much in it at the moment because I'm using it. And yeah, so if you haven't seen those needle binders yet, these little thingies go into the binder itself. So this is the binder. And I saw on Vlogmas that Christine of Chelsea Yarns got herself one as well. So I was inspired to get it last year when Inga of the Knitting Traditions got herself one. And I talked to the ladies at Thread&Maple last year, and they told me that European wholesalers will start stocking it in 2022. So I waited, and I thought, oh wow, I'm going to buy this for example at Knit with Attitude in London. I think they carry those. Yeah, and would ask my friend to bring it with her when she would come to Germany. So, but sadly they never had all the pages I wanted at once, and that's why I ordered it in Canada. Yeah, and here it is. So I think the binder is so pretty. It's really nice. So I have a complete Chow Goose set. So that is my red lace Chow Goose set. Then I've got a lot of Chow Goose that are fixed, and here these are the fixed Chow Goose, and here are all my cables. And then I've got a lot of double pointed needles. I have all the Zing Knit Pro Zing double points and a couple of Chow Goose double points. And these are just the sizes I often use. So I have every size of them. Well, I own them, Yarnstar, so I have them all. But they are in one of the cabinets because I'm not using 8mm double points that often. Yeah, so, and here, so I have up until, what is this pink one? It's 5mm. I have in here a couple of crochet hooks and a couple of 20cm long DPNs, and you can take them out of that binder here and just insert them and take them out. And if you take them with you, you can just clip them close and you have a tiny pouch. So I love this binder, it's so great, and I have it as a huge book in my yarn cabinet and it looks very neat. Yeah, so it's nothing you take with you as a whole, so just to take with you the single pages, that is very, very neat. Yeah. So where was I have no idea. So my son was supposed to get the dog to go for a walk, but yeah, the dog is still here. Anyway, yeah, so that is my needle binder. I love it to pieces. But I still have and I still use my Notions pouch with all kinds of stuff. Okay, next try. I'm still using my Notions pouch. It's just a normal pouch. And I have crochet hooks in here as well, and needle gauge and measuring tape and a little box of stitch markers, a scissor, a pen, stuff like that. Oh, needle stoppers and stuff that is too far down at Odyssey. So I still use this. Yeah. And yeah, well, a Christmas video is acquisitions, right? Because you just have so many gifts. So I gifted a lot of stuff to myself. Anyway, I was watching a podcast or something, and because of that, I started searching for I think a knitting term or something. Ooh. I can't really remember how I got there, and that bothers me actually. But I was reading up on a knitting blog, and the blogger referred a lot to a certain book about a history of knitting, and I didn't know it, and it bothered me even more. So I looked it up and I found this book secondhand on a UK website, and I ordered it and had it delivered to my friend in London, and she brought it with her as well, bless her. It's the history of hand knitting by Richard Rudd, who was the Bishop of Leicester. And this is so amazing. So this is the most, how to say that, the whole history of hand knitting, with the most current level of information about it, and it's from 1987. So no one has done anything more modern after this about a history of hand knitting. Many later books are referring to Richard Rudd and his book and his findings, and mostly there are just, well, very specific books on a certain subject or region or country and that knitting style, but nothing as comprehensive as this. That was a word I was looking for, comprehensive. So I started reading it, and it's so fascinating, and just his passion for knitting, made him research that much and write a book. So I'm really happy to delve into that again and learn all about the history of hand knitting. So this is really fascinating. If you have this in your library, give this a try. If you see it somewhere secondhand, go for it. I'm showing you the ISBN number here, and then you should be able to find it. Yeah. As I said, it's from 1987. And I think there was just this one publication. Yeah. So I'm a historian, so I love this. I'm a knitter and a historian, so a book on the history of hand knitting is awesome. Speaking of libraries, before we went on vacation, my son... No, stop. You can't eat this. My son wanted to get a couple of books and return others. So we went to our local library, and they had a huge shelf on the most current crafting books. And on this were Alexa Ludman's Nordic Knitting. Well, this is a translated version, but that's very new. And they had it. I'm so impressed. And I'm even more impressed that they had Lasse Mudberg Vikingstück. I was so tempted to buy this book, just to browse through it and, well, look at a gorgeous knitting man. But I never did. So, and they had it on that shelf. And then a lady from my yoga class came and said, "Oh, hi, you're here. What a small town." Well, it's a really small town, but and she saw the book in my hand and she said, "Well, now I can't leave right away because you have the good books." So yeah, I mean, gorgeous man with beard and knitting in knitwear. Is it awesome? Yeah. So this is what I'm going to browse through during Christmas. Can't wait. Yeah. Please don't eat that either. Okay. And then my friend brought the yarn I got from England with her as well. That was, I think I ordered this. Was that in October? Or was it already November? Inga from Knitting Traditions and woollyknit had a knit along and also some coupon code thingy going on then. And I checked the website and ordered it. Well, I knew I was knitting way too slow anyway, so I didn't take part in a knit along, but I used the coupon code and ordered yarn. And very long ago, I think in one of the episodes at the beginning of the year, I showed you the start of my half and half triangles, half and half wrap, you know, the one everyone is knitting, knitting several of. And I started knitting it with a Norwegian yarn in teal, and I put in a picture. That's why I'm always sitting to the side somehow, so I can put in pictures here. And I never got around to looking for, or never found the contrasting color for the second half. So when I browsed through the woollyknit website, I found this amazing natural yarn with those black noopsies, whatever you call them. And I ordered 2 hanks. And these will be the contrasting color for my half and half. I just need to knit up the first half. So that's what I'm going to do after I finish my Amy slip over. Yeah, so this is so soft and squishy, and it feels so great. It's so pretty. I love it. And because I love these noopsy thingies and the tweedy effect, I got a cone of, what is it called? Skidder Nep in the color 1040. So this is it. This is 500 grams, and this is going to be a sweater someday. I'm not a fast knitter. And I'm a very bad knitter because I got even more yarn, not from woollyknit. That was my only woollyknit order. And I'm really happy, so I'm looking forward to knitting this up. Yeah, because I was never very satisfied with the yarn ideas I had for the second half. I didn't want to do a gray because I have so many gray things and so many gray clothing, and a huge gray shawl. So I wanted something else, but something that complements the teal colorway of the Norwegian yarn nicely. I think it does. And this is not boring because it has those nupsies. Yeah, so I just love tweed. And then so that was everything I got from England. And a couple of weeks ago I happened to be at a shopping mall, and they have a yarn store. I haven't been there in, I don't know, 2 years maybe. And I went in there like half an hour before closing time, and had a lovely chat with the lady there, and looked around and and saw a lot of things I liked, and it was like being in a candy store. I bought stuff I didn't need. I just thought it's so pretty. And 2 of those are sock yarns, so they don't count as stash. I got a skein of sock yarn in yellow, and this is the Rico Design Superba Alpaca Luxury Socks. So this is kind of a half a novel. You read when you finish this. So this is 100 grams with 310 meters, 62% wool and 23% polyamide and 15% alpaca. So this is the yarn. So you have this is so, it's not marley, but you see the fluff, that is the alpaca, and that's what is more yellowish than, let's say, the base yarn, which is rather a beigey color. So I thought it was funny, and they're going to make pretty fluffy socks, I guess. I think this is kind of, the idea is kind of stolen from the Regia premium sock yarns, but I mean, this is my color. I love this color, so I got it. Yeah, it's very soft. It's very soft, very nice. So, and I don't have space to put this. And then I thought these yarn balls are very neat. I got 100 grams. It doesn't feel like 100 grams. A 100 gram ball with 420 meters or 460 yards, 75-25. Sock yarn. It's by Relana. It's called Flotte Socke. It's like a fast sock. And it's called the Funny Ball in the color 1680. So they had a lot of those, but I like that pinkish, bluish, beigey vibe. So yeah, there was no sample of it, and there was no time to check on Ravelry if someone has knitted this up and what it looks like in a sock. So I'm looking forward if this is really self-striping or what it will do when it's going to be sock. Yeah, and then I got 2 skeins of a yarn I have an equivalent of. So the yarn company Lana Grossa has, let me just look over there into my yarn cabinet. They have these huge balls in the gomitolo. series thingy. And I have 2 balls of Gomitolo Maya in a grayish, yellowish, kind of stripy colorway. I showed that in the last episode, I think. And when I was in that yarn shop, they had those balls as well. And I thought, oh, this is a pretty colorway. And I just then realized, oh, the label is different and it's also Relana. Actually, I haven't checked, but I don't know if they're maybe kind of the same. I don't know if they kind of belong to the same company or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I got the Shiva and also in two skeins. It's a 60-40 base, and one 200-gram ball has 700 meters. So I got 2 of these. It's nice. It's kind of Christmassy. And there's hair on it. So I have 2 of these. Yeah, so that was purely buying because I liked it, not because I had any project in mind. Well, apart from the socks, so that's clear. Yeah. And then my last subscription box of this year arrived the week before last. This year I had an Opal sock yarn subscription. You get, every 3 months, you get a box with 6 skeins of sock yarn, and on Christmas you get gifted a 7th. I cannot show you that one because I already gifted it myself. So at the last Stitch and Bitch, I had the 2 bluish skeins with me, and one was adopted by a friend. And I put in a picture here. It's from the Memories line of sock yarn by Opal. And this month's subscription box is so pretty. And but I cancelled the subscription now. I'll pause it because it's so much yarn. I think this year I gifted at least 3 or 4 skeins and used 2 myself. So which would be the equivalent of 1 box. And this is so much yarn. So my 1 yarn cabinet has a whole shelf just with the Opal sock yarn subscription in it. So that is so much. So I paused the subscription because next year I want to knit socks or something else with that yarn. So this year's December's, probably you've seen it. So here is one. This is the other bluish skein I was asking my friends if they were interested in, because I'm not going to knit this up. It's totally not my kind of thing. So I will still give this. And checking my yarn cabinet, I think there were 2 more I will definitely give because they were in a bluish colorway I didn't like. But there are others with a lot of blue I like. So this is very, very pretty. Just checking on the dog because he tries to lay down somewhere where he's definitely too big for. So another one with blue, but I like this one. This is really nice. And a lot of subscribers already have cast on some of those skeins and they look so beautiful. So this is awesome as well. And this is so much fun. This is really fun. And I think the first I will cast on from this box is this. This is so great. I love this color so much. Yeah, so these were my acquisitions so far. Because, as I told you, I have more. I feel like Inga, no. Yeah, but I have more, so, but I will show you in the separate Munich yarn shop episode. Because I asked the owner of the yarn shop if I was allowed to film, which I was, so I did, and I have a lot of footage, and I'm going to show that to you in a different episode, including the gorgeous yarn and notions I got there. Well, the dog is starting to bark again. I'm sorry. And I think I will go out with him, so I think he sees his girlfriend. So there are several dogs living in this building, and on our floor there lives a golden retriever lady. But my dog, as many men do, has no idea about flirting. He has no clue how to talk to a lady. So what he does is he's always barking at her and growling and being kind of aggressive. But what he really wants is to just slobber her up from the ears down to her paws, and he's totally crazy. And yeah, I think he sees her because he can look out there over the balcony, and I think he sees her walking there. There's also a black Labrador living here, but he's not interested in that guy, so when he's going out, he doesn't care. Also, the other smaller dogs living here, he doesn't care at all, like a lady. The lady retriever. Yeah. But he has no idea how to talk to a girl. But before I go, I still have book recommendations for you. They're older already. I think the first one was published 2010-ish, I think. And I just know it exists because my friend had it on a shared Amazon wish list and wanted to buy it someday. And I don't know how it happened, but I stumbled upon this again like 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And I thought, well, I kind of want to read it. And there was a prequel novella to it, and I downloaded it on Kindle and read it and thought, oh my gosh, this writing style is so awesome. I loved every word. It was so amazing. And then I was debating how to purchase the books, either on Kindle or as a real book. And I decided to get the real books. Oh, this has a smudge on it. That's not nice. Because I like the covers, and I want to have the whole series in my shelf. I have a big bookshelf, and there are certain shelves empty. So anyway, I ordered the first volume, and I finished it late yesterday on the train back from Munich. And while we were still in Munich, we went to a bookshop, but they didn't have it on the shelves because, well, it's a couple years old, so they don't have it there. They would have had to order it. So I thought, no, just leave it. And I ordered it on Amazon, and the second volume arrived today. So I'm so happy I can just keep going today and read the second book, and then I will order the others as well. And I saw there are, I don't know, 3 spin-off series in that universe. So that's going to be a whole shelf. Anyway, I'm talking about the Parasol Protectorate series by Gail Carriger. So the first book is called Soulless, and the second book is Changeless. This is so awesome. So you have it's a steampunkish world, and there are werewolves and ghosts and vampires and all kinds of supernatural stuff. So let me just. So I read the prequel. There are actually 2 prequels. So 0.5 is a novella about Alexia Tarabotti's father, Alessandro. I haven't read it yet, but I already downloaded it. So those 2 prequels are only available for Kindle. And I've read the prequel 0.75, which is called Meet Cute, but not the MEET cute, but MEAT cute, because it deals with how Alexia and the Lord of Macon meet. meet, cute. And yeah, that was so hilarious. And seriously, reading Soulless and Gail Carriger's writing style, I'm sorry, this is like, you have a steampunkish fantasy style Austen novel with so much sharp wit, and there's so much irony and sarcasm. You're just falling off your chair laughing. It's so amazing, and it's so exciting. Okay, so if you don't know that, I'm telling you, I'm reading you what the book is about. Okay, Alexia Tarabotti is laboring under a great many social tribulations. First, she has no soul. Second, she is a spinster whose father is both Italian and dead. Third, she was rudely attacked by a vampire, breaking all standards of social etiquette. Where to go from there? From bad to worse, apparently, for Alexia accidentally kills that vampire, and then the appalling Lord Macon, loud, messy, gorgeous, and werewolf, is sent by Queen Victoria to investigate. With unexpected vampires appearing and expected vampires disappearing, everyone seems to believe Alexia is responsible. Can she figure out what is actually happening to London's high society? Will her soulless ability to negate supernatural powers prove useful or just plain embarrassing? Finally, who is the real enemy, and do they have treacle tart? Seriously, that was so amazing. I loved it. I really loved it. And I can't wait to start the second book tonight. Yeah, and that's going to be so pretty in my bookshelf. Yeah, so awesome. So awesome. So if you don't know this and you're a fantasy lover, try this out. It's awesome. And the first 3 books of this series are also available as a manga. So I've read the Soulless, the manga version of Soulless already on Kindle. So I subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, and those 3 mangas are in Kindle Unlimited, so I yeah, read them there. So, or the first one. I will read the other one after I read the book, the second book. And yeah, so they are shorter, so not every awesome scene from the novel is in the manga, but the most important ones. And it's so funny. The sketches, the illustrations are so great. And tonight I will read this one. And funny thing is, I'm so used to reading Kindle books, though I have a lot of normal books. I was always trying to tap on a word or a sentence to mark it, so I would find that again because I liked the sentence. Or I didn't know a word and I tapped on it and said, so what does it mean? But nothing happened. This is so weird. Real books are so weird. They don't have built-in dictionaries. Yeah, so this is a recommended read. And if you like mangas, yeah, check that out as well. And I'm definitely recommending reading the prequels. And yeah, so I'm also looking forward to the other volumes and then the sequel series. Well, there's always next year, right? And with that, thank you for watching. Let's see how awfully long this episode will be, and I hope you like the footage. I will insert the front and the back of my ramblings. I hope you are well. I hope you are safe, because I saw there are several snowstorms happening here and there, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And yeah, so see you next time. Goodbye.